There are many mysteries and riddles in human history that leave us amazed and intrigue our imagination. Great kingdoms and rulers seem to have kept certain truths secret, knowing that some things were better left undiscussed. At times, one extra word could be a stumbling block on the road to fame and power. Today, we will delve into the world of secrets and forbidden knowledge, taking a look at 10 mysterious aspects that wise elders advise to keep in a small circle and not to disclose. These secrets reached deep into the hearts of empires, shaping their destiny and influencing the course of history. Prepare for a thrilling journey through the veil of time, where every detail hides amazing secrets and unrivaled mysteries. The first one: your wealth and possessions. The wise Stoics admonish us not to discuss our wealth and possessions too openly. After all, as the great Marcus Aurelius said, true value lies not in gold, but in wisdom and inner wealth. Luxury and material wealth can disappear instantly due to circumstances ranging from economic crises to accidents. Strive for inner peace and equanimity by not becoming attached to material things that may be lost. Be prepared to accept the loss of your own wealth with dignity, if fate so wills. Also, avoid the temptation to brag about your valuables, as this only fuels envy and dissatisfaction among others. It is best to focus on simple and necessary things rather than on the endless accumulation of wealth. Develop your character and intellect, for it is these that bring real fulfillment and long-term happiness, regardless of external circumstances. Use your wealth ethically and compassionately by helping and benefiting others. Remember that true satisfaction does not come from owning material things, but from developing inner virtues and helping others. Share your wisdom and knowledge, enriching the minds and lives of others, and avoid excessive discussion of your possessions, following the example of wise and ethical people. Second, other people's faults and shortcomings. The strict principles of Stoicism remind us of the importance of not delving into excessive discussion of others' faults and shortcomings. As the great Marcus Aurelius advised, let us confine ourselves to the present day and not dwell on the faults of others, which is ultimately unproductive. We are all imperfect and make mistakes in our journey through life. Instead of harsh judgment, let's empathize with why people sometimes act in embarrassing or harmful ways. Often it is due to their past traumas, fears, or misinformation they are exposed to. With compassion, we remember that each of us is striving for the best and direct our energy toward developing wisdom to ethics and excellence in our own lives. Let us be the example whose actions speak louder than mere complaints about external circumstances we cannot control. When others make mistakes, let us respond with patience and reasonable understanding rather than reactive anger. We exist to support each other in our development and learning, recognizing our common human inferiority at every stage. The pursuit of excellence must be accompanied by modesty and moderation. Of course, intelligent discussion of ethical standards and ways to improve each of us is appropriate among loved ones. Third, your ambitious plans and desires. The strict admonitions of the Stoics warn us against boasting about our ambitious plans and desires. As Epictetus said, don't be carried away by dreams of things you don't have, but focus on the things you already have, by which you would gain their great value. It is best to keep your lofty goals and hopes secret until you see them realized through your persistent efforts. Avoid feeding your pride by constantly discussing future goals that may remain mere dreams. Let your deeds and achievements speak for themselves. Above all, strive for virtue, wisdom, compassion, and inner perfection, not for external rewards such as fame, status, or wealth. Remember that true joy stems from right living, not external accolades. Remain present and grateful for what you already have in your life, and fulfill modest responsibilities with care and vigor. A good life is built from small moral steps, not distant glory. By all means, share your plans and goals with those who support you and share your growth. But avoid the temptation of vanity by promising yourself and others too much. Focus on developing your character, doing good deeds, and helping others. And let your unnoticed modesty be a natural result of your principles. Fourth, physical pleasures. The strict precepts of the Stoics advise us to limit our talk of physical pleasures and indulgences. As Epictetus said, "Control your enjoyment of bodily pleasures lest you become their slaves." Excessive discussion of desires for food, sex, rest, and other sensual pleasures only reinforces these incoming desires. The wise shrug off momentary pleasures like passing clouds, not allowing them to take over their minds. Instead of being consumed by them, they cultivate moderation and self-discipline, enjoying sensual pleasures in moderation and then returning to their goals. Focus your energy on developing virtues such as wisdom, justice, courage, and temperance. These are the ones that bring true happiness, independent of external circumstances, as opposed to the fleeting pleasures that beckon us like siren songs. Strive always to control your desires rather than give in to them recklessly. Maintain the sovereignty of your mind by not allowing passions to dictate your behavior. Remember that you can enjoy a little light fun with loved ones from time to time, but generally stay focused on your higher goals and values. Fifth, the difficulties you face. The strict precepts of the Stoics teach us not to delve into excessive discussion of the difficulties and challenges we face in life. As Marcus Aurelius pointed out, life is more like a struggle than a dance, and difficulties are inevitable. Meet them with dignity and resilience rather than allowing them to take over your mind and those around you. See difficulties as opportunities to display and strengthen virtues such as courage, fairness, patience, and wisdom. Overcoming adversity builds your character and shapes your leadership skills. Meet adversity with dignity and self-control, not burdening others with the details of your struggles if necessary. Deal with adversity rationally and maintain self-control without seeking comfort from others, although, of course, seek support from loved ones when you really need it. Growth comes through accepting the lessons that hardship brings us. Reflect on each trial, realizing what it reveals about life and yourself, and overcome it by persevering toward a brighter future. Don't let either praise or censure influence you much. Stay centered inside, like the eye of a hurricane, while storms rage outside. Sixth, your accomplishments and honors. The strict admonitions of the Stoics warn us against excessive boasting of our accomplishments and merits. As Seneca wisely noted, true achievement is not a truce, but a victory. So even amid great successes, remain humble and avoid pride in your talents and abilities. Attribute part of your successes to the help of others, nature, and chance, not just to your own superiority. Remember that no one achieves success alone, and give any prosperity to the community up front. Use your achievements as a means to improve the lives of others and the development of society, not to glorify yourself. Pursue excellence for its own sake, not for status or external signs of success. Accept external validation as a reason for greater responsibility, not for increased pride. Remember that your accomplishments obligate you to continue to use your gifts wisely and strive for further improvement. Don't rest on your accomplishments and don't be satisfied with repeating past successes. Continue to develop and surpass yourself rather than clinging to outdated accomplishments. Real joy comes from right actions and self-development, not from empty pride and merit. 7. Gossip and rumor. The strict admonitions of the Stoics strongly warn against ill-considered gossip and the spreading of rumors. As Marcus Aurelius wisely pointed out, a settled desire to spread gossip distracts us from our true purpose. We must not get caught up in petty conversations about the lives of others, giving those rumors food to spread. We must carefully consider the content and consequences of our speech before we speak. Our conversations should be positive, helpful, and responsible. We should direct our conversations toward meaningful topics such as ethics, learning, and ways to benefit the world by inspiring others to improve. While sometimes discussing problems and shortcomings may be necessary for the betterment of society, we should do so without unnecessarily creating scandal. Our language should be filled with compassion, and our communication should be filled with nuance and context. Empty gossip only distracts us from our goals and increases resentment without constructive action. We must direct our conversation and our listening toward wisdom, elevating our common humanity. Ultimately, the dignity of humanity requires care in how we communicate. Our speech must be sublime, for proper communication benefits all. 8. The injustice of fate. The strictures of the Stoics admonish us not to complain too much about the seeming unfairness of life. As the epithet wisely put it, what matters is not what happens to you, but how you react to it. While sometimes events may not unfold according to our expectations and timelines, complaining about injustices that are beyond our control only leads us away from our true goals. We cannot control external conditions and reality. So we should not waste energy on endlessly complaining about difficulties and misfortunes that have already happened and cannot be changed. Instead, we should focus our energies on practicing wisdom and virtue in all situations. When faced with adversity, we should look for opportunities to demonstrate our principles of courage, justice, and purposefulness. While we should try to correct injustice, we should not be resentful of what we cannot change. We should seek meaning and growth in hardship, not just blame the world around us. Suffering is an integral part of life, and how we respond to it defines us as individuals. Thus, do not allow injustice to take over your mind. Instead, conduct yourself with self-control, the good humor, and the determination to shine your light in every situation. Your behavior can be an inspiration to others. 9th, death and morality. The strict precepts of the Stoics teach us to refrain from constant anxious talk about death and mortality. As Seneca wisely said, we should prepare our minds as if we were approaching the very end of life without putting anything off. Death soar as the constant companion of life, gives it direction and value. The inevitability of death should set us up to carefully use every moment for good, but dwelling on it can create a morbid fear that distracts us from our goals. We must embrace the uncertainty of death with peace and serenity. Live each day as if it were your last, without delaying expressions of love, forgiveness, adventure, and creative joys. Time is precious and fleeting to us, and we must make the most of it. Be prepared to leave this life gracefully by settling your affairs, building relationships, and realizing your potential. Don't cling to life when your time has come. Meet the unknown of death in peace, taking reasonable precautions, but not avoiding it. The meaning of life is not found in avoiding death, but in embracing it. Remember that death gives context to what is most important in our lives. Prioritize your choices in light of time constraints, and invest this temporary existence in things that make a difference. Don't immerse those around you in gloomy conversations about death. Enjoy life with good cheer, staff for serving and ministering to others, no matter what. A long life gives us the opportunity to show even more kindness and generosity. Geksap, 10th. Futures. The Stoics warn us against worrying too much about an uncertain future. Marcus Aurelius spoke of the importance of turning inward, where there is a wellspring of goodness that will always bubble up. While we should plan wisely and think about the future, insisting on controlling future outcomes only breeds anxiety because the ultimate outcome is not always up to us. Instead, focus on living each day with benefit, wisdom, and service, because the present moment is the only time that is truly subject to your power. Make use of its present now. Learn lessons from the past and be prepared for upcoming events. But don't let memories and dreams get in the way of your current responsibilities. Stay in the present and focus on current tasks and interactions. To make progress, it is important to meet every minute with awareness of its arrival. In this way, you will build a life that is meaningful and flows harmoniously. Believe that by aligning your character and behavior with the eternal virtues, so you will be prepared for what the future holds. Resist uncertainty and remain centered in every moment. Do not disturb those around you with your excessive anxiety over hypotheses, but inspire them with your calm presence and a mind focused on the potential of the present. If you know the feelings these historical lessons evoked, feel free to start a lively historical discussion in the comments. Great philosophers such as Marcus Aurelius and Seneca always encouraged sharing and discussion, for it is in them that we can find insight and understanding. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a like and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss new episodes. And don't forget to click on the bell to be notified of new videos. Thank you for watching, and we hope you find peace and harmony in your personal historical journey.